All right, JoeyRitter.com, on Twitter at Joey Ritter. Folks, we got a social media bombshell for you. This is the first ever Joey Twitter view, and I'm extremely excited about it. First up on the chopping block, I've got Aaron M918. It's just Aaron M. You don't really have a last name. You know,
I'm mysterious.
you have like 1,100 Facebook friends, and you can give your last name out there, but not on Twitter for some reason. Now, I should mention that you were the only person in this series of Twitter views that I've actually met before. You used to go out with my BFF, and it's great to have you on the show, and welcome, and you are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
it's so great to be on the show. I'm a huge fan.
Now, you like pickles and olives, and you ate them as an after-school snack. Did your parents...
Some kids go for milk and cookies. Others go for acidy, delicious snacks.
Well, did your parents keep you from eating sweets, or did you just choose to eat pickles and olives?
Personal preference.
Do you like olive martinis today?
Like a dirty martini?
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yes. Love, actually.
Olive martini isn't a thing?
It's called a dirty martini.
No. They're horrible. I had one.
Delicious.
I couldn't get through it. There's nothing good about it.
You probably were drinking cheap vodka.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, you know. Got a turquoise.
Well, there's a difference of vodka that you use
tube
for Jello shots and what you use for a martini.
Okay. What else did you learn in Ohio State?
Ohio University.
Really? Wait, there's Ohio State. I thought you went to Ohio State.
Nope.
Is that you being
Ohio
fun?
University in Athens, Ohio.
Oh. Wait, so that's not like the big school that won the basketball championship? That's not you? Weren't you like weren't you posting?
Oh, he was in the Sweet 16 though, and my college mascot beat up Ohio State's mascot.
It's fascinating.
You can look that up.
Now you don't like when people.
Excuse me. OU was #1 party school. Maybe that's where you're confused.
Oh, like every other party school in the U.S. that.
Why don't you tell your fans what college you went to and what that came in on the Princeton?
I'll tell you exactly where I went. I went to Kutztown University, STD capital of Pennsylvania, or the...
Probably didn't make the list.
You know what? I don't care. That's not where I based my educational decisions on. You were probably just some high school senior like, oh, let me go to the top party school, you know, so I can tell all my friends and do a Skype interview 5 years after I graduated college.
6, actually, yes.
Who's counting? Now, you don't like when people say, today is my Friday.
Oh, I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it.
How often does that happen to you?
Pretty often.
Yeah?
Like, you know, like if someone's taking a vacation day and on Thursday they're like wrapping up, they're like, today's my Friday.
Now, what is your reaction to that? Do you let them go with it, or do you have a quirky response?
I'd say, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, get me away. And in person, I go...
You don't say like, oh, that's good. I hope you enjoy the extended weekend. You deserve it. You work hard.
No. Or sometimes, no, I don't. I usually do a closed mouth, squinty eye. Like, you're so witty for saying that.
You don't go on Facebook or Twitter as much as you used to. Why is that?
No. Maybe I'm sick of looking at, like, people post, like, the same stuff all the time. Like, I have the most amazing fiance ever. And, like, here's the flowers he sent me. It's like,
well, what do you think?
Yeah, I block a lot of people. And lately I've been into unfriending.
Oh, really?
Some.
You just did the today is my Friday reaction to the unfriending. Anyway.
Try it. It's so great and invigorating.
What, unfriending?
No, the closed mouth squinty eye.
I don't think it'll work for a gentleman.
I do it a lot at work, like when people say hi and I just go. You would have to see my office setup to understand that.
All right, now I gotta say, I'm happy to start this Twitter view with you. If people haven't X'd the box out by now, they're gonna see 4 more interviews from random people. I posted a tweet that said, you know, if you want to be featured on the show, just tweet at me and I'll interview you. And
I was first responder.
I got 7 responses. You were the only person I've met in real life. The other 4 I've never met. I'm not sure how this is going to go, so let's see. All right, Brad Beck, thank you so much for doing the first ever Joey Twitter view. I'm happy to have you on. Now, how long have you been doing comedy for?
2 full years.
All right, and now I've read your tweets. They are a little on the dark side. Is that generally how your comedy is?
Yeah, I've been doing comedy for 2 years, and I guess, yeah, I guess pretty dark. I'm kind of a joke teller, but I'm trying to leave stand-up and try to switch to just full-time storytelling, which I feel gives me a chance to really explore some of the darker aspects of my life in a way that's cathartic to me, but the audience can identify with too, and I don't have to rely on the shticky jokes, you know, every 15 seconds to make people laugh.
Right, right. Now I see behind you, you've got, you know, it looks like a birthday balloon and some little girls.
Oh, you do see the, yeah, today my younger daughter just turned 3 today. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, yeah, I have, my daughter turns 1 next week, so it's pretty exciting. Now, is it tough to do, you know, stand-up, you know, when you're a father, because you're doing late nights and you know, weekends and stuff?
I would definitely not recommend it to anybody. Like, if I had one, I don't think anyone should follow my advice on comedy if you've ever seen one of my sets. But yeah, don't wait till you're 31 and a father to do stand-up, because if you want to get good at it, once you've done a few sets, you've been doing it for a few months, and you realize this is something you want to do, you're going to want to do it every night. You're going to want to try to hit, you know, in Philadelphia, you could probably do 12 to 15, well, maybe 10 to 12 mics a week. In New York City, people do 25 mics a week to get better. And for someone like me, obviously going out every night till 2 in the morning is not something that would help my marriage or, or my, you know, I mean, any money that I would make at comedy would pretty much go to pay my kids' therapist bills by that point. So,
well, just doing that 1 Skype interview a week is tough on my marriage and fatherhood. I can't imagine doing stand-up. Yeah. But now you're into music and you collect records. Are we talking vinyl records here?
Oh yeah, indeed, yeah.
Nice. I'm into that too. I go in spurts. It was just record store day, like either this past weekend or the weekend before. I went out for that. You know, what
record
are some
store day kind of kills it for me.
Yeah,
like, I just feel like I feel like people have gone overboard. I've been collecting records my whole life, and I love when new albums get released on vinyl. I think I was doing my hands, but the people couldn't see it. I'm Italian, I talk with my hands. But well, yeah, and I see, I don't know, like I think people go overboard with some of these like deluxe reissues of albums that were released 5 years ago. I don't know. Like some of the prices are crazy, and I feel like it's almost like with baseball cards or Beanie Babies, like it's a bubble that's gonna burst eventually. Yeah. And all of these, you know, $70 White Stripes deluxe editions are going to be not worth that much. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to get Elvis Costello albums for $2 a piece, and now, I mean, good luck finding something like that. I used to buy. I can't believe the price of old records now. And now pretty much every album is being reissued now as a 200-gram release for $25, $30, and I don't know.
Yeah, you're really into it. It's like, oh, hey, it's record store day. I haven't bought vinyl in a while. You know, it's an excuse to get out. But yeah, sounds like you study the releases and you're really into it.
Well, record collecting used to just be a way to get music cheaply. Like back in the 90s, before you could download albums, you know, the best ways to get music was to tape a friend's CD or tape a friend's tape, or go, you know, if you wanted an old album, you know, you could pay $15 for, you know, a Led Zeppelin or Beatles CD, or you could just, you know, go to the store and get, for $2 or $3, get a pretty decent sounding. Yeah, you could go to a thrift store and pay 25 cents for a record, and you know that seems to be gone these days as the price of albums has gone up.
Now you're at Bradley Beck on Twitter, and I recommend people follow you. How do people check out where you're going to be performing?
Well, go to any open mic in Philadelphia. If there's a guy that looks kind of like Rick Moranis sitting in the back rumbling, about why he's going up so late, even though he's been doing comedy for 2 years, and screw all these young kids that get to go out every night, and then eventually just getting up on stage and stumbling through 5 minutes of old jokes. That would be me.
That would be you. All right. Hey, Brad, I appreciate it. Keep killing it, all right?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
You got it. All right, we got Jenny Ray at GoldenHair4 on Twitter. Jenny, thank you so much for doing this, the first ever Joey Twitter view. Now, you are from the great state of Georgia.
Yes.
Have you lived there all your life?
All my life.
Now, I don't really detect an accent.
I know. It comes up when I'm around my relatives, but out in public, people think I'm from Michigan or something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, you seem like a very nice gal, but I was expecting like a really thick Georgia accent.
I can change it up if you want.
See, I like that. Can you do the rest like that? That was really good, actually.
I'd have to concentrate too hard.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right, so now you started dancing again, and you're a dance major now. What the heck is involved, in a dance major? I mean, do you just dance for 6 hours a day? How does it work?
I mean, we do dance usually about 6 hours a day, especially with rehearsals and stuff if we are rehearsing. But we also do classes that have to do with dance production, which is like tech crew stuff. Like I was on tech crew this last semester. What else did we do? I had to do a dance kinesiology class and learn about the human body. We're doing next semester doing some teaching classes, like learning how to teach my own classes.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Now, the classes with the human body, does that actually help you at all, or is it just kind of filler classes?
It feels like kind of a filler class.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you're never going to be dancing, in real life and be like, oh, they taught me in the human body class that I should move this way. Like, you're never going to use that knowledge, right?
Well, I guess I will probably use that knowledge because you don't want to get injured and you don't want to cause people who you teach to get injured. So
what's something that you can...
It's very boring.
What's something you can do to injure yourself if you're not careful?
Bending your knee in such a way where it's not going over your middle toes. That's a big one.
Now, when you go to weddings, do you show off and just, show off your dance moves?
Yes, but not, I don't do a lot of ballet. I do a lot of, I usually request Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
And I kind of fake my way through that because people don't know that I'm not really doing it because they don't know.
Do you do your own stuff or do you do moves from the video?
I mix it up, and people try to follow me. It's really funny.
All right. I think you might need to film a video of yourself doing that. Now, you're obsessed with rock concerts, and you went to 2 last week. Which 2 did you go to?
I saw Children 18-3, and I saw Relient K with Hello Goodbye.
Okay, I've heard of Relient K and Hello Goodbye, Throws you back to like the early 2000s. Good stuff.
Yes.
Now, is there a band that every time they come to your hometown, you're there no matter what?
Yes. Switchfoot. I see them as much as possible, and I have a friend who goes with me every time. So we see them a lot. But
so
with the others, but not a lot of bands come to Georgia. It's really sad.
Oh, really? Now, I mean, is it, where do they come? Atlanta? Like, what's the nearest major city?
They come to Atlanta and they come to Athens.
Okay.
Usually Atlanta.
You tweeted tonight that you ate a Blizzard.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Which flavor did you go with?
I got mint Oreo.
Good choice. I always go with the cookie dough, and then after I eat it, I'm like, why did I get that? There's so many better flavors out there. I think I'm not too much of a mint guy, but I need to go Oreo because Oreos are amazing.
Oreo's so good. Yes.
Right. Now you are at GoldenHair4 on Twitter. Tell people why they should follow you.
Oh, you should follow me because I spontaneously tweet and I later regret it. So you should get on that. because I embarrass myself constantly, and it's funny, and people enjoy it. So follow me.
Yeah, and the good news is, you know, the shelf life on tweets is very short, so no harm, no foul.
Right. I hope so.
Hey, Jenny Ray, thank you for doing the first ever Joey Twitter view. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good night.
All right, Riley Benson, thank you so much for doing the first Joey Twitter Ritter view. It is good to have you. You are a junior at Point Park University. Where is Point Park University?
It is located in the middle of downtown Pittsburgh.
Okay. So that would explain a lot, because you tweet a lot about the Penguins.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm not going to hold that against you. You should like the Penguins.
I know you're a Flyers fan.
Yeah, I'm very jealous of you this time of year. I'm not used to not making the playoffs, and, you know, I don't know. I think you guys are going to skate by in the first round, but, you know, no offense. I hope you guys don't win the cup.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But that's fine. Now, something very interesting. You told me that you do not have a driver's license.
I don't.
Can you explain this to me? Why is that?
Growing up, all my friends got them because I'm the baby out of all my friends, so they got them before me, and they just drove me around, so I just never felt the need to.
Well, what about, I mean, didn't you have to, you know, go to the movies with girls and stuff?
No, I was kind of a loser in high school. I didn't go.
So you never had, you know, had to take a girl anywhere, just you and her in the car?
No, and usually if I did, they would drive, so it worked out pretty well.
Oh, that's, you know what? I like your style. Make them work for it.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever see yourself getting your driver's license?
Yeah, eventually. I know I have to, and I'm not even like holding out. It's just so far I haven't needed one.
Now, on April 8th, you tweeted, "I should really buy shorts."
Yeah.
Have you bought shorts, Riley?
I have not, but my mom did. She actually saw that and bought me shorts.
She does a lot for you. She drives you around. She buys you shorts.
She's everything.
Did you go with the khaki shorts, the jean shorts? What did you go with?
They were she got me jean shorts, but I'm never gonna wear them because they're basically like really short pants.
Yeah.
They go down to my shins, and I'm 6'2", so that's just not a good thing.
You're 6'2"?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
can't tell that when you're sitting down.
Yeah, and then she also got me like khaki ones too. But normally I just wear long jeans. I'm all year round kind of person.
I hear you. You're a big Harry Potter fan.
I am.
I had not really seen the Harry Potter movies, and it's not on purpose. I just haven't got around to it. Kind of like how you didn't get your driver's license. You know?
Yeah,
I just
makes sense.
Just haven't got it. Now, what am I missing?
You're missing the greatest story ever. The movies are good, but the books is where it's at.
Yeah.
Jake, my English professor in college told me J.K. Rowling has done more for modern literature than Ernest Hemingway. Which,
right.
Like, because he said it got kids to read, and that kind of makes sense.
It does make sense.
I started reading it at a very young age, and I just thought I thought that was really cool. But my favorite thing that she does is there's things in the last book that tie into the very first book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just little subtle things that you could read it 100 times and not notice. And then once somebody points it out to you, it's all you can think about. Whenever I first saw it, I was still a little kid. But I said to myself and to my mother at the time, because she took me, obviously, I said, it doesn't follow the book. And she said, yeah, they never do. And I thought this was the most absurd thing because this is the first I ever heard of it. But I really liked the movie. So, like, I enjoyed the movie for something completely different, but I also enjoyed it for the storyline.
Right on. Yeah, I just had a daughter. You know, she's going to need a couple years, but I think I'm going to be showing her the Harry Potter. So I'll get into it eventually.
All right.
And then maybe in like 5 years I'll tweet you and I'll let you know how it goes.
All right. My mom actually read the first 6 Harry Potters to me.
Yeah, maybe I got to start off with the reading. Maybe that's how I got to do it. Well, Riley Benson, I appreciate you appearing on the first ever Joey Twitter view. You're at Riley Benson on Twitter. Tell everybody why they should follow you.
Because I Instagram everything, and it always goes to Twitter.
So why don't they just follow you on Instagram then?
I mean, if they want to follow me on Instagram, I prefer they follow me on both. Why not?
I'm kind of annoyed that, you know, like Twitter and Instagram kind of broke apart, and, you know, you got to click the link to get to the picture.
Yeah, that does get annoying.
Very annoying.
I wish this is something a little different. I wish on Twitter you could put if you don't want it to go to Facebook. because everything I put on Twitter automatically goes to Facebook, and I really like that Instagram you can say if it goes to Facebook or Twitter or not.
Oh
really
man, if I had my tweets go to Facebook, it would just be a nonstop. I'd post on Facebook like 5 times a day.
Exactly.
Yeah, no
Terrible.
good. All right, Riley, keep killing
right.
it. All right.
All right.
You got it. All right, Christine at Goldberta on Twitter. Christine, great to have you. Thank you for doing the first ever Joey Ritter Twitter view.
Pleased to be here. Thanks.
All right. Now, you've got 2 cats, and they're both named after 2 members of the Ramones, Dee Dee and Joey. And this was courtesy of your husband, who was obviously a cool guy, because I'm a huge Ramones fan myself.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Did you tell your husband that you were doing a Skype interview with some random guy?
Yes, I did.
And what was his reaction?
He was a little confused, but pretty much just said, okay. Meanwhile, my friends that I told tonight that we were hanging out with were convinced that this was some sort of like topless porn thing, and they just kept making jokes about that. I'm like, okay, that's not what's happening, but they amused themselves, so that's good for them.
What does that even mean, topless porn thing? Like, what did they think was possibly going to happen?
I think they thought I was going to be showing my boobs for money to a stranger or something. I don't know.
Okay,
I have very mature friends.
All right, well, I don't know what kind of friends you hang out with there, but yeah, I am interested in learning more about Christine, and you're a big Jerky Boys fan, which I am as well. Now, who's your favorite Jerky Boys character?
Oh, Saul Rosenberg, by far.
The glasses guy, right?
Oh, all of my shoes and my glasses, so I have them. Yes.
Now, when I was a kid, I used to have to, I had, the Jerky Boys tape, and I would have to listen to it in my Walkman, before I went to bed, because my parents wouldn't let me have it. Because it was such you would play it today, and the humor would probably still be good in 2013. But, I think we're talking like 1991, 92. It was so outrageous for that time,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm a huge Jerky Boys fan. Now, you're also a rock music snob. Can you define rock music snob?
Ooh, that's kind of hard to... Well, I have the taste of a 50-year-old man, basically, because my older brother, I was weaned on whatever he listened to in the 70s and the 80s. So I started out listening to a lot of classic rock and new wave, so I have a very strange sort of rock taste for my age. And then in the 80s and 90s, I leaned into alternative rock, and I just don't like crappy music is what it comes down to. Things like Creed and Nickelback should just be set on fire and never put on this planet again. Just horrible, horrible.
So if you meet somebody new for the first time and they tell you they're a Creed fan, do you just jump right down their throat, or, do you kind of bite your tongue?
I bite my tongue if I'm meeting them for the first time. I do have some friends that sort of have questionable music. They're not really good friends. They're acquaintances. And they kind of lean towards some Candlebox sort of kind of... I hope I'm not insulting you, am I?
Candlebox to me is in the category, I think, of Creed.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah.
So they kind of like that sort of thing. And it's hard for me not to be extremely judgmental and critical, trying to do the whole live and let live thing. But I gotta be honest, I think a little bit less of them.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, you also do some acting and stand-up comedy. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. It's been a long time since I've done it. I'm hoping to get back to it at some point, but it's just something that I love performing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've had tons of comedians on this show, and they're always the best guests. I mean, and it's something that I admire. I mean, the closest I'm going to get to doing stand-up comedy is interviewing comedians. I mean, I've been to tons of open mics and tons of comedy shows, but man, it takes a special person to get up there. It is the hardest art form to do, so I commend you for doing it. So you are
Thank you.
At Goldberta on Twitter. That is Gold, B-U-R-D-A. Why should people want to follow you on Twitter?
Because I talk about all kinds of random things. I talk about hockey, obviously. I talk about animals. I talk about nutrition. If I catch something really good on TV or a movie, I will. I try to be very judicious with my tweeting. So.
Yeah. I agree. You've been a good person to communicate with on Twitter, and I appreciate you doing the first ever Joey Twitter view. You've been a fantastic guest.
Thank you for having me.
You got it.
Thank you. It's great.
All right. Have a good one now.
You too.
All right.